It was the Greeks who first attempted to describe human behaviour in any kind of scientific way. From our perspective, their ideas seem rather strange, but some of the fundamental concepts lying beneath those ideas are still useful today. Physicians like Hippocrates taught that the ways in which a person behaved were directly related to the balance of four humours, like blood or phlegm, within their bodies. Each of these humours was connected with one of the four Greek elements, fire for blood, for instance, or water for phlegm. From a modern perspective, we can now see that these ideas were far from the truth. But what's interesting about the Greeks' approach was how they understood the connections between the four elements. Each of the four had some quality in common with another, so that in their terms, water and air were both wet, for instance, while water and earth were both cold. In fact, we can map out these relations using two axes, one between wet and dry, and the other between cold and hot. Where each set of axes meet, we find one of the four elements. This structure, a set of relations based on two axes, is known as a biaxial model. Though modern theories have left the Greeks and their elements far in the past, many still make use of this basic model. For instance, there are versions of the model in the work of both Carl Jung and Hans Eysenck. Jung and Eysenck were both concerned with psychological theory, and so their axes related to technical concepts like evaluative functioning or neuroticism. Important ideas from a theoretical point of view, but rather less useful in a business setting. Also concerned with psychological theory was the American thinker William Moulton Marsden, who laid out his own ideas in his 1928 book, The Emotions of Normal People. It's fair to say that few of those ideas have stood the test of time, but Marsden did have one very valuable contribution to make. He devised a new type of biaxial model to describe the reactions of ordinary people in everyday situations. That biaxial model forms the ultimate basis of DISC. DISC as we know it today has evolved from Marsden's theoretical work, and in the process, several of its terms and principles have changed. Nonetheless, modern DISC can trace its roots back to Marsden's work in the 1920s and the unique biaxial model that he devised.